Pinyin is the romanized system that represents all Chinese sounds using the 26-letter alphabet, except that we don't really have the V sound. In today's video, we will be breaking down Pinyin one letter at a time. By the end of the video, you will be able to read all those tricky letter combos. Hi everyone, I'm Karis, Xiao Yi. First-time watchers, feel free to turn on the YouTube captions if you like soft subtitles. Now take a look at these two words. Do you recognize the characters? Now without Pinyin, there's no way to know what sounds they make. Once Pinyin steps in, things clear up quite a bit, right? 汉语 Pinyin. Pinyin is made up of two parts, the initials, like consonants, and the finals, like vowel sounds. The Pinyin initials fall into two categories, the easy ones that sound just like English, and the tricky ones that sound not so much like English. Let's start with the easy initials. These sound exactly like they do in English words. Their names are B, B, P, P, M, M, F, F, D, D, T, T, N, N, L, L, G, G, K, K, H, H. Some words that consist of these are 独特 独特 韩国 韩国 大巴 大巴 可乐 可乐 好看 好看 You can ignore the vowels for now and just pay attention to the consonant parts. 独特 韩国 大巴 可乐 好看 They're fairly easy to pronounce, right? Now we can move on to the mystery sounds. 鸡 qi, xi. This group of three is the trickiest for English speakers, but here's a simple trick. 鸡 like Jeep, qi is like cheese, and xi is like sheet. But whenever you try to make these sounds, make sure your lips spread wider instead of puckering them. Also, your tongue should be touching your bottom teeth. Now watch my lips for the differences as I pronounce them. 鸡 Jeep, qi cheese, xi sheet. Did you see the difference? Now let's put them in words. 西瓜 西瓜 汽车 汽车 记得 记得 Group 3 consists of the retroflex sounds 知 吃 shi, r. 知 is kind of like the j in jump. 吃 is pretty close to the ch in chop. And shi is like when you're trying to say shh. R is like the r in treasure. Now I want you to pause the video and try pronouncing treasure and feel and try to remember the location of your tongue. Treasure, treasure, r, r. When pronouncing these sounds, your tongue should be slightly curled back, and you should feel the air flow over your tongue. 知, 吃, shi, r. Let's put them in practice. 中国中国 师傅师傅吃饭吃饭日历日历 Let's move on to group 4, the z, c, s sounds. Z, like when you're saying kids, z. C is like when you're saying cats, ts, which is pretty different than the English letter C. S is like the normal English S. Your tongue should stay flat and touch your bottom teeth when you're trying to pronounce these sounds. Z, c, s. Now try these and feel the location of your tongue. Practice time. Let's put them in words. 早上早上菜菜似乎似乎 There are also two formal initials, E and U, but they're not considered initials. They're just a way to make certain finals easier to read. They do not function as consonants like the other initials. We'll talk more about this later. Congratulations! You just finished all the Pinyin initials. Now get ready to learn the finals so you can put them together and sound them out. The Pinyin finals cannot stand alone. They usually need an initial in front. There are 3 groups of finals. First, simple finals. Simple finals, consisting of basic vowel sounds. Second, compound finals. They're combinations of 2 or more vowels. Third, nasal finals. These are vowel sounds ending in n or ng. Let's look at the simple finals. Ah, ah, wo, wo, e, e, u, u, ü, ü. You should be able to hear the w sound in w and u. Also, you can hear the e sound in e and ü. Now, remember earlier we said that e and u were not real initials? Their purpose is to help some finals be readable. When Chinese people speak, we don't actually pronounce e or u separately. The sounds are just the finals themselves. For example, 五, 五, e, etc. Now the final u is also to be distinguished from the English sound u in look. When pronouncing u, you should pout your lips and have the air flow out through a very narrow opening. Your lips are tense. 屋子, 屋子. This is very different from the English in look. 屋子, look. Your mouth should look similar when you're making the ü sound. Lips puckering, air flowing through, and this time your tongue should be touching the bottom teeth. Ü, ü. Let's practice in words. 我爱你我爱你绿茶绿茶 Now, when you put some finals together, you get the compound finals. Here's a chart of all the different combos. Let's read them together. I, a, all, o, an, n, on, ong, ong, ya, yo, ye, yo, yan, yin, yang, ying, yong, wa, wo, why, way, one, wun, wong, weng, yue, yuan, yun, and the last one, You might have noticed that a few of these compound finals are written in different ways. Just make sure that you remember the official writings are the shortened versions outside the parentheses. The last one on the chart, is a very special final because it can only be pronounced by itself, without an initial. You will not find it after an initial. Other than the few words such as the most common usage of is the 儿化音, a phonological feature in Mandarin Chinese, and it's most common in the northern part of China, where the sound is added to the end of a syllable, often changing its pronunciation slightly, and sometimes even the meaning. For example, 花 这儿 一会 Now that you learned the right way to pronounce all the Pinyin initials and finals, you will be able to sound out all the Chinese words. It's very similar to how English phonics work. For example, this Pinyin syllable consists of the initial 波 and the final 啊. You can sound it out by saying out loud 波啊, and it naturally becomes 八 波啊 ba. And by the way, I actually still remember vividly how my parents helped me practice when I was a child. They would say 波啊 and expect me to say 八 波啊 ba. Let's look at a few other examples. 摸一 mi, 诗奢 喝乌啊 花 乌 a 微 吃欧 抽 鸡晕 君 医院 渊 西约 薛 支乌昂 庄 Have you noticed that the yun drop the two dots when it forms a syllable with ji? This is what happens when yu or yu compound finals pair up with ji, qi, xi, and yi. When I was a kid, I was taught 鸡七西一小淘气，见到鱼眼就挖去 which roughly translates to the mischievous 鸡七西一 always dig out the fish eyes when they see them. Wow, I never realized it was so cruel and morbid. I just always thought it was a playful saying to help kids remember the rule. Well, 鸡七西一小淘气，见到鱼眼就挖去。Anyways, we have learned how to pronounce all the pinyin initials and finals. Now, to officially complete your pinyin learning, you still need to know about the tones. Be sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications because we will be covering those pretty soon. Okay, now let's have a pop quiz of what you have learned today. I will say a word and you try to write out the pinyin without the tones for now, obviously. Let's start. 西瓜 西瓜，刚才，刚才，中国，中国，学校，学校，毛巾，毛巾，厨房，厨房，老师，老师，作业，作业，翡翠，翡翠，熊猫，熊猫。Don't lose heart if it took you forever to figure those out. As long as you get them right, you are on the right path. Now, in order to help you practice, I will be making a video sounding out all 440 possible Pinyin syllables in the next few weeks. Those are all the possible Chinese sounds there are. So if you're interested in watching something like that, make sure you subscribe and check back. For now, you can keep practicing with all the Chinese words that you have already learned. Pinyin may not be very common on websites or regular books or newspapers, but they are on a lot of children's books. If you find some, that will be very helpful as well. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and motivate me by subscribing and liking. I will see you next time. 再见.